Hey guys, four-time Mr. O here in Las Vegas. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know as we continue this live broadcast, people will be signing in. So just want to give a big shout out to everyone that's following me on the social platforms. You guys see I'm active, especially on Snapchat, Mr. O Jay Cutler, on my Twitter feeds, Facebook, obviously, and Instagram. You guys see I've been continuing to be traveling all over the place, and I'm actually enjoying time in Vegas right now until I head this weekend for the Jay Cutler Classic held in Richmond, Virginia. I'll be out there on Saturday, and for those guys, surprise, surprise, I'll be in Mexico City on Sunday for the Mr. Mexico, so this is the first announcement you guys will see of that. But I am coming back. I was there last year, so really looking forward to seeing all my fans down in Mexico City. And I'll be there, shaking hands, signing autographs, taking pictures with everyone down there. So I want to thank Optimus, who are bringing me out there, our distributor there for Cutler Nutrition. Thank you guys very, very much. Olympia looming on us. A lot of questions about the Kevin Leveroni coming back and what I think about it. I think that's kind of a little topic I want to touch on because it seems like that's the biggest question, not even about who I think is going to win. Obviously I'm friends with Phil Heath, but what I think about Kevin coming back, man, I just think it's awesome. I think, him coming back at 50-something years old, it's going to be tough for him to really stand up there in the top spots, but, I'm really interested to see how he looks. We've been kind of in touch here and there, and, I've been on his team kind of supporting him a little bit in his comeback, and I know the fans for years. That's really going to bring something special. Did a nice little Q and A thing with Muscular Development yesterday along with Flex Wheeler. You guys saw that, so you guys will see that live soon. But, it's going to be an awesome show, man. And once again, Phil going for that 6th title. I'm going to do another Facebook Live as we get closer to the show with kind of my thoughts on what we're going to see up there and who we see in the winner's circle and beyond that. It's going to be a show to watch. So you guys coming out to Las Vegas. I'll be there present. I'll be at the expo at Cutler Nutrition, at Smart Shake. I'll be at Chic. I'll be at Mega Fit Meals. And Atomics. I'll be at their booth also. So make sure you guys stop by and check out the expo, the convention center, and I will be at the contest in the front row watching these guys compete. So let's get on to some questions. I know you guys got a few questions. We're going to make this 10, 15 minutes. I'd love to talk forever, but I want to get a few questions. So let's start with the first question.
All right, Grant Fulton said, any advice prepping for his first show at 15 years old?
Wow, Grant Fulton wants to know at 15 years old, prepping for his first show. Man, you started a lot earlier than me. I started at 18, but most importantly, number one, pick the show you're going to do. Okay, give yourself 12 to 16 weeks to train and diet and get in best shape for that show. Remember, each week I would suggest taking pictures, or every few days. Look at your progress through the pictures, okay? Keep up with the cardio, the training, all the diet. Have those days where you eat a little more or eat a little less. Remember, protein is your best friend when dieting for competitions, and lean protein. So I like to focus on protein sources such as chicken, turkey, fish, egg whites, protein powder, lean protein, preferably isolate. And then, your carbohydrates around the training first thing in the morning. Remember, just get in the best shape possible. Remember, at 15 years old, you're only going to have so much density, so you want to be in the best condition. So focus on that cardiovascular and those dieting techniques to get in best shape, Grant.
All right, Ricardo says, can you lift weights after fasted cardio? If so, what kind of post-cardio? Okay,
so Ricardo wants to know if I can lift weights after cardio, fasted cardio. Yes, you can, because listen, you're going to have glycogen storage from the day before. So as long as your calories are sufficient from the day before, you can lift weights. I would always suggest doing the cardio after, because you're going to burn up glycogen in the muscle, and that's what's going to give you the pump, the fullness, and all the energy in the muscles to actually be able to train. But most importantly, I think, that you're going to be able to get lean enough, but it's just going to be a harder time keeping on the size. It really depends on what you're really looking for. If you're trying to lean down and not hold a lot of round muscle tissue, then yes, you can weight train after fasted cardio, but I always suggest vice versa. And of course, I'm a big eater before I train, so I really don't train on an empty stomach, only sometimes when my schedule's tight. But that's my best suggestion. And remember, just, keep eating the meals continually after, because that's where you're going to have the best recovery and growth.
All right, Scott says, my left side always feels like it works harder. How do I sort this out?
Everyone has a stronger side, Scott. You know, you can train with isolateral movements. I mean, that's why we use dumbbell work or hammer strength equipment. You know, sometimes the isolation of those weaker body parts of the weaker side. In bodybuilding, I never really cared because I was never really a strength trainer. All I cared about was the size looked comparable because we're judged on the symmetry and proportion. So I would focus sometimes, you know, if I always had one arm that was smaller than the other. It's still the same way. I think this one's a little smaller. My leg was always smaller, but I did exercises, unilateral exercises that really helped, you know, put a little more fullness into that. And to be honest, once I dieted down, the discrepancy wasn't so bad unless I got really depleted. So remember the food intake, you know, the calories, the glycogen. Just stay with that. Find the best training that works best for you. Repetition range always 8 to 12 repetitions.
James Rhodes, what's the best leg workout?
You're asking the right guy, James. What's the best leg workout? You know, I'll go through what I did 2 days ago. Okay, I started with hamstrings first. I did seated leg curls. Okay, did 4 sets of lying leg curls. 2 sets of one leg curls on a one leg curl machine, and then I did 3 or 4 sets of stiff-legged deadlifts with dumbbells. You guys saw that on my social media stuff and my Snapchat. And then for quads, I did leg extensions, okay, 4 sets. I did squats, I did 4 sets. I did leg press 4 sets. And then I did lunges 3 sets, walking lunges. So remember, it's about volume, getting blood into the muscle. I'm sore as hell from it. I did stairs this morning, 40 minutes like I do every morning. You guys that follow my social know that I get up for fasted cardio and I do stairs just because I like to, not because, oh, that's what's most beneficial. You can do the cardio after the training, doesn't matter. I just like to get up, get some sweat, and I do it in my garage. It's like 90 degrees out there right now. I do the stairs for 40 minutes and then I eat my breakfast and then I'll train later on. But it's about the volume, set after set, angle after angle. That's going to be the best for, you know, getting that leg size.
All right, Kevin from the UK says he spoke with you about a 50-50 eating pattern. Is it better to do 75? 25?
I assume he's talking to carbs to protein. I don't remember that, Kevin, but, you know, I always think I was always a bigger carb eater than protein. I think bodybuilders overeat a lot of protein. Listen, it's important when you're training for a show, but you got to cut down on the carbohydrates, possibly to lose the fat. Someone like me, I had a fast metabolism. I never really cut the carbs that much. But remember, the protein is it's the building block of the muscle. So you have to take in frequent meals every 3 hours, 2 to 2.5, 3 hours, preferably 5-6 portionate meals a day at least. I did 8 when I was at my best, at my prime. And I think, you know, eating, you know, a little more carbohydrates depending on your body type is going to be the best for the guys that are leaner. Obviously, if you tend to hold a little more body fat, it's a ratio that has to be a little less, you know, carbohydrates, more protein. But, you know, it's really hard to sit there and say until I looked at someone's body and said, okay, what kind of body type they are. Do they tend to hold fat or not hold fat? Because listen, guys with metabolism, I've seen these guys eat junk food and everything else and still make gains and stay lean. So it comes down to really how the body type is. So it's really hard to sit there and say, but, you know, I always suggest zigzag dieting, which means, you know, your carbohydrates and your proteins have the same calorie count. I never really counted fats because I never added any. It was just natural in the foods that I ate. So like on my training days, you know, the carbohydrates would be high and the protein would be a little moderate. And then it would shift on my days off. The protein would go up and the carbohydrates would go down. But the calories, because it's 4 calories per gram, would stay about the same. But I just switched the types of food that those calories came from. So when the protein's high, the carbohydrates go low, and then vice versa. When you're not training as much or doing much output, you know, the carbohydrates can come down and the protein can go up. So I would follow that routine the most. I have books on my site that explain that zigzag diet approach, Understanding Bodybuilding and Training or Championship Bodybuilding. You guys seen those books? I promoted them last week. Awesome read for that. Basically a guide for anyone competing in a bodybuilding contest or just trying to get in shape.
Samir says, what can you eat at midnight and not gain body fat?
Well, Samir, I mean, it depends what you're doing. I train late sometimes, but listen, protein, obviously, if you're just laying around and I assume you're not training at midnight, you train early in the day. I would suggest, a salad with some chicken on it, or egg whites, or a protein shake. And listen, it can be a whey protein, it can be isolate, it can be a casein protein. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. You got to take in some sort of calories, protein based. Eat some green vegetables. I mean, if you're a hard gainer, shoot, add some avocado, add some almond butter, even add carbohydrates depending how lean you are. I mean, your body may need it. I don't know what time you're training. It's really kind of a vague question, and that's somewhat of a vague answer, but you just have to, depending on what your body type is, if you're still awake, you got to take in the calories. I always eat before I go to bed.
Holly said, is creatine okay for females?
Hey Holly, how you doing? Creatine is kind of one of those supplements that we were really using it a lot way back in the day, and it really helped with our training with strength and obviously recovery. It's in a lot of the pre-workouts. Even my pre-workout Legend, has that in it. We have many different other products that will carry that combination in there. But I think women can use it. Really depends on if you're into powerlifting, if you're into weight training. I don't know what your whole goal is. If you're a bikini girl, I usually don't tell those girls, hey, you need to get on a creatine type product, because you're not trying to get really that much strength, or muscle volume. But it's like I said, it's in a lot of these workout products nowadays, and amino acids, all that stuff that, the blends they have. So I would suggest, small doses. Listen, I would only take 5 grams, maximum 10 when I was really trying to bulk up. But, there's such a trace amount in a lot of these products. I would suggest trying it. See if you retain any water. If you don't mind retaining a little bit, but you feel a little fuller, the workouts are better, all for it. It's not something that women can't use. Women nowadays are using all these products. The only thing I wouldn't suggest for a woman is like a test booster, and obviously the reason for that. So good luck, Holly.
All right, Travis says, what's the best way to gain without losing size? To get lean without losing size.
All right, Travis, so you want to get lean without losing size. It's about consistent calories, meal timing, placing the meals spaced apart, the constant day in, day out of that. Now, you can add cardiovascular, 3, 4, 5 times a week if you want. Throw that in 30 minutes a day. But, lower protein, lower calorie protein sources, like I mentioned earlier, stay away from the fast foods, those kind of things. But it's about the sequence of the meals consistently every 2.5 to 3 hours. That's going to boost your metabolism. You're going to take in the calories you need. You're going to stay consistent with the training 5 days a week, whatever you do 6 days a week. I don't suggest 7 ever. Throw in a little bit of cardio. Find that balance. Give yourself a projected goal. So if, when I used to train, I would train for a competition. So I set, okay, for this date, I want to be in this kind of shape. Take those pictures every week. Watch the transformation. Get a good eye on you that can help you adjust the calories as needed. It's very possible to continue to gain size, especially when you're that regimented, and put on lean muscle mass and still get leaner at the same time. So whoever tells you that you can't get big and lean at the same time, they're full of shit, okay? You can do that. So you just have to have the right balance of diet. I learned early on, I hired a nutritionist, Chris Aceto, who I still consult with even nowadays. I worked with Hani Rambod. I worked with, some of the best guys out there in the sports nutrition bodybuilding market that really have given me great advice and helped me learn my body along the way. But listen, you can only be your best judge. You have to find what works best for you. These are suggestions and my opinions, okay? So remember that.
Michael Anthony wants to see a front double bicep.
What do you think? Olympia ready? No. Those days are over, man. Those days are over.
What's your favorite kind of music to listen to while you train?
I actually listen to hip hop when I train. I know that surprises a lot of people out there, but I listen to all sorts of different music. They play some sort of EDM stuff at the gym, and I like that. Anything that gets me upbeat and get going, but I have to do something to keep Victor in line. He's training with me nowadays. He's dragging his ass at the gym, and he's the one actually standing behind this camera right now. So if you have a question for Victor, make sure you guys ask.
All right, Wendy wants to see one of your sandals. She actually wants to borrow one, but I figure we can show her one.
All right, so this is, I don't know which one this is. People always ask me, do you know which one? But this thing weighs about I think about 20 pounds. And this thing means a lot. Obviously, I won 4 of these things. I felt that I could have won more. I'm sure other guys think out there that they should have won one from me. But this is the ultimate prize in bodybuilding for you guys that don't know what the Sandow Trophy is. This is Eugene Sandow. This is what was given at the Mr. Olympia competition that I won for, along with these gold medals up here on the wall. You know, my biggest achievement in my bodybuilding career. This really set me apart. I was the 11th Mr. Olympia in history. It has only been 13. Right now, the current one is Phil Heath going for his 6th title. And he has 5 of these. And he won the newest one. They redesigned these, actually. So I have one of the ones that's been around for same. They're all shaped different. I picked to put these pedestals up. And, you know, it brings you luck. I always tell everyone, you know, you got to rub the balls of the Sandow, and then you'll have good luck. So everyone that's come over here, from Sergio Oliva Jr. to Cody Montgomery to Dennis Wolf, he was just here. You guys, they rubbed the balls of the Sandow. So now they're blessed to hopefully win Olympias in the future.
Jose said, "Is it necessary to do fasted cardio in order to burn fat?"
Absolutely not. It's not necessary to do fasted cardio. I always liked it. It's what I did, but after your weight training session or before you go to bed can be an option also. Any time of the day. Listen, it depends on your work schedule, your school schedule, when you feel the best. Listen, it's going to boost. The only thing that cardio does, guys, you can't look at, okay, I burned X amount of calories and that means I burned this much fat. It boosts your metabolism so you can continue to keep a faster metabolism to chew through body fat. Stay leaner, stay healthier. It's great for your heart. You guys out there that are doing it for non-competitive reasons or even just reasons for your health. You just gotta just get some time in there. Listen, I go walk around the neighborhood. A lot of people ask me, hey, what's your heart rate when you do cardio? I don't know. I've never tested it. I never worn a watch or anything that can tell my heart rate. I don't care. I'm moving my body. I walk around the neighborhood, I do stairs, I do treadmill, I do bike, I do elliptical. You know, you can box, you can do, you know, circuit training. Whatever it is, you're gonna burn calories. But the thing is, exercise is the most important thing, guys, okay? You gotta exercise. Give yourself 30 minutes a day. I'm in the gym 45 minutes a day. Even when I was winning Mr. Olympia, I was in an hour each session, twice a day. I would do cardio for 30 to 40 minutes. It doesn't take that much. It's about dedicating yourself to be your absolute best and shooting for those goals. So stay with it.
All right, so Callum Webb and many others in the UK said, when are you coming back?
Yeah, I never went away. How's that? I'm still out there, I think as active as any other professional on the circuit in the IFBB. I'm traveling to all those events. What would you rather do? Would you rather have the opportunity to meet me face to face when I travel to all these different places around the country and around the world each week? Or would you rather see me just up on stage doing what I did, you know, for 20 years, fighting, you know, for titles that benefit me and give obviously people motivation? But really, my job now is to give back to what created this opportunity for me and be able to stand face to face. I visit the troops. I do the military thing. I go to the trade events. I host my own events. You know, I do these charity things and I work with kids and I do so many different cool things now. Those are my achievements. These are my achievements. The Arnold Classic trophies are achievements. All the pictures on the wall, this is what I did. This is what I created. My opportunity now is to do my best to give back to the fans and keep giving them motivation. For someone like me at 43 years old, man, to still be living the dream and traveling around the planet and being who I am, it's just awesome. I'm satisfied. I won 4 Mr. Olympia titles, a lot of second places, which I wasn't happy at the time, but I'm extremely thankful for now. But listen, man, it's your time. The young generation watching this is your time to get out there. Show Jay Cutler what you can do. I want to see you guys out there competing, and I want to hear the stories, and I want to hear the correspondence on Snapchat or on Instagram or Facebook. Comment below and just let me know, hey man, I did this because, you know, I read an article on you, or I seen your achievements, or, you know, maybe this thing's going to motivate people to get up on stage or be better. Thank you guys so much.
And when will you be visiting Europe?
My next trip, let's see, I go to Mexico this weekend. I'm looking at possibly going to Spain for the Arnold Classic after the Mr. Olympia competition. I'll be in Dubai in October, around the 22nd. I'll be in Hungary just before that at Flex Gym. And listen, I don't know. You just keep watching the schedule on jcutler.com on the appearances. You guys will see it's all highlighted there. I have a bunch of Jay Cutler events in the States, but I'll get to you Euro fans. Don't worry, man, and make sure you get over there and see me, okay?
Gary Thomas Lively says, Jay, so how big is Victor's gut really?
Well, it's getting bigger, Gary. I hate to say it, but, the biggest question I get is how does Victor, he's been with me for almost a year now. I think he came in December. How is he getting fatter since he lived at Jay Cutler's house? And we have meals from MegaFit. We have the best products on the market with Cutler Nutrition. We get endless everything. And Victor still wants to eat his McDonald's, eat his honey buns. He wants to eat his Cheetos, and I don't get it. Maybe you guys can hit him up and give him some motivation, because I sure as hell ain't motivating him. I can't believe I even pay him for some of this stuff that he does. But you know what? To each his own. Maybe once he gets fat enough, we'll do a transformation, and then we'll see if Victor can really step up to the plate and be a real man and get in shape and lose that belly. So keep busting his chops.
All right. What's your go-to food for a refeed?
Go-to food for a refeed. Listen, it's going to be clean food. I mean, it's mostly carbohydrates. So sushi. I like sushi. I like eating, obviously the rice has a lot of sugar in it. You guys don't know that. So you guys that think you're going to a sushi restaurant, I'm eating so healthy. For that rice to be sticky, there's a lot of sugar in there. So make sure you guys, pick and choose. Sometimes you can get it without the sticky rice or whatever. But that's probably my refeed. I mean, I'm not a huge junk food eater. You guys know I have a burger and fries from In-N-Out Burger. We had it last week, but it wasn't so good because they gave me too many patties. I asked for 3 patties. They gave me 4, so it was pretty bland. But if I'm going to eat bad, you guys will see, anyone that follows me, In-N-Out Burger with fries or sushi. I like to eat out a lot. I go to nice restaurants, especially when I travel. But it's mainly those foods now.
And with that being said, Raul says, how many meals do you eat per day?
Right now, I have about 5 to 6 portionate meals. I have my breakfast, which is probably the only meal that I cook in my great kitchen here in Las Vegas. I have MegaFit meals that actually provide me with all my food now for the last couple months, and it's been amazing. It's funny how I met the guys from MegaFit. They own a restaurant in Kentucky and actually a gym. They open up their 3rd gym here at the end of the year, which I'm going to be at the appearance in January, I think. But, they're good kids. I stayed at their house. I did an appearance years ago for their gym, and then they started this MegaFit meals, these 2 brothers, and I think it's just really awesome because they reached out to me and said, hey, we want you to try this. And I'm like, at the time I was getting food from another company, and I said, I'll try it out. And and honestly, guys, it's the best cooked meals I ever had. They've been they send us 20 a week between Victor and I, and he even eats them. So that tells you how good they are, because this guy only eats like junk food. And these meals are clean, but it makes it a lot easier, especially my schedule. As you see me moving throughout the day, it's a lot easier for me to eat these meals. So make sure you guys go and check them out. Not necessarily a plug for them, but it's just a show of appreciation. I hope they're watching this because these guys have offered to help me out, and, it's really helping me. Everyone's been talking about how much bigger I look and much fuller, and it has to do with the food. Everyone knows, listen, you can take all the supplements in the world, but they need to be supplemented in with a great diet. So that's why, I try to provide the best information for everyone. And thank you guys for Billy and PG for your food at MegaFit meals, and, keep an eye out for them, because I'll be at their booth at the Olympia.
Jason Card, who do you think will win the 2016 Mr. O?
I would have to say Phil Heath, Jason. He's going for a 6 accent push in air. We have Sean Roden, who's dangerous, Big Ramy. These guys are all awesome. So watch out for those, in your top 4, I would say, at this year's Mr. Olympia.
All right. Any advice for a 40-year-old just now getting into bodybuilding? Dawn Bailey.
40-year-old getting into bodybuilding, listen, man, it's never too late. I mean, your body's going to respond. you stay with the same routines. I mean, I have so many things on my YouTube channel, Jay Cutler TV. We're starting to add more stuff to it. This kind of stuff, all the social medias. You obviously follow me on Facebook, so I'm sure you follow the other social channels. Man, you guys got to come up with a great diet plan. You got to come up with a training routine that fits in your schedule. Stay with it consistent. If you want to compete, remember, just give yourself that 12 to 16 weeks. Just follow it day to day. Take those pictures, continue to progress, and then you'll see where it takes you. I mean, it's not too late, never too late. I think it's awesome people get into it later. I got into it at a young age. Get out at 40, competitive wise. But listen, I'm still in the gym every day being a bodybuilder. So let's take 2 more questions, guys, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay?
Sean Blankenship.
Yep.
Can you describe your mentality, your mindset facing adversity?
Sean, my mentality was, listen, I was just really focused, man. I just wanted to be great. I wanted to be something special. As a kid, we all Marvel superheroes. I wanted to be one of them. I thought, okay, what's the closest thing to it? I picked up a magazine at 12, realized that, shoot, I wanted to be a bodybuilder. Most kids want to be doctors or lawyers or, professional athletes in baseball or football or hockey or whatever it is. I want to be a bodybuilder. So I had that mindset. I was going to grind. My brothers and my father taught me great work, dedication on the farm and doing the concrete business. I have them to thank for my work ethic. And I just did it, man. I put my head to it. I had a vision. I fought through adversity. It wasn't always easy for me. My parents really didn't support the bodybuilding as much as I would have liked in the beginning. But you know what? It all paid off. And, look where I am today. And I'm doing my best to give it back. So just stay headstrong. Stay away from the negative stuff. And just do your absolute best.
All right. What are your thoughts about Victor Martinez this year?
You know what? Victor's a top 10 contender once again. I mean, I think he was 10th last year or 9th. I see him being a front runner in that top 6. I mean, he's going to push, right in there. I mean, he's going to battle with those guys, Rolly Winkler, Dallas McGarver, Cedric McMillan, Nathan DeAsher, or the guy Josh from Australia. He's dangerous. I mean, listen, man, I think he's going to be fighting for that top 10. I expect him to be in the mix. He has improved. Botter over at Oxygen Gym, that whole crew's done a great job bringing Victor's, head probably back into the game. I wish him the best. I mean, Victor and I are the same age. We're both 43, so I'm a huge fan of his. And, I'm wishing him the best of luck, okay? So listen, guys, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to do another one of these eventually here. We're going to try to get more active on here, but sorry if it took a little lengthy time. I'm sure a lot of you guys tuned in. We had a lot of views, but thank you guys. Stay tuned. Okay, keep watching our social platforms. Facebook, Jay Cutler, obviously here. Instagram, Jay Cutler. Especially our Snapchat, guys. Mr. O, Jay Cutler. You guys follow our Snapchat because we're doing a lot of awesome stuff on there. We do our training. We do the food. We do the trips, the meet and greet with the fans. We plug on there. We give away a lot of products on there. We did a giveaway with Fat Grips this past week, and we did that. We have all the clothing on there, and the supplements. We're doing giveaways with that. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for supporting myself, the industry, all the guys out there. Stay healthy, stay humble, and most importantly, stay healthy. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.